Alright, Yuki fam, welcome to our preview video for 2025. This video is going over all the channels that I'm going to be using for 2025 in some content or context. We're also going to go over some data for this video as well. So first channel we're going to be looking at, this is also my website if you guys want to check it out, yukiproductions.com. Go to the 2025 preview section, go to content preview for this particular page. So the first channel we're going to be taking a look at is Yuki's Classroom. So this is the brand new one. Now there's nothing there other than the introduction video. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make your own VR chat worlds from scratch using Unity, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to use Udon Graph programming assets. So we're going to be checking that out in that channel. And here is that channel in question. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now again, I only have one video there, and that's the introduction. So make sure you guys check it out if you guys are interested in learning to make your own VR chat world. This was also voted on by the community. The second channel we're looking at is Yuki Anime Gaming, and that is basically all of the stuff for anime gaming, including games that like the Tales series, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia. We're also playing Sword Online Beta Bullet, as well as any games in the Trials series, Trials. We'll be taking a look at that series in this channel. And let's go ahead and take a look at that particular channel here. So that is the channel for you. Now again, there's nothing here yet because I'm still working on how I'm going to introduce it to you guys as well. I might as well also introduce more of the Francis the Riolu channel as well, because that's our Pokemon channel. I did not put a section for it yet, albeit because it's there is Pokemon stuff on there already because we have done live stuff here. But the reason why I have not put a section on there yet is because I want to see where we're gonna be taking this. But from what I understand, based on data, everybody seems to be enjoying one particular type of video, and that is called the quote unquote grind show. So the original idea for grind show is to show you guys, hey, I'm going to be training my Pokemon for the next section. But when we do the live streams, it's like barely any people watch. And sometimes they will, but it's not um as robust as a grind show. So I may end up putting this as a gameplay channel rather than a live stream channel. Just a little FYI for this channel for Francis the Riolu. But what is not a what is not a debate is Mario. It's always sunny in Mario Land for Yuki Mario World, and this is a major channel now all of a sudden. That is because a few days ago, about December 24, I uploaded a gameplay of It's Still Retro Slide. It's a ROM hack that's one level. It's the Princess Peach slide, but it's retro-ish in a way. Why am I pointing this video out? Because this video, when I was writing this down, has 4,500 views. I will tell you right now, when I checked YouTube Studio, this now has 4,700. Not only is that notable, it's notable because there's another video that's going up for Video of the Year for all Yuki Productions, whatever I have uploaded in 2024. And that is actually the next channel we're looking at, Francis, the Francis Squad. But it's this video that just took it all the way up to Video of the Year status. Do expect more gameplay, of course. And let's take a look at that particular channel here. Oh, and by the way, yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. We now have 211 subscribers because of that one video. And the gameplay in question is this guy. Now I'm going to tell you this has not been updated because YouTube Studio is updated first before the main YouTube. This has over 4,500 as of right now, but on my YouTube Studio it's showing 4,700. So all of a sudden this video is going for Game of the Year, Video of the Year for all Yuuki Productions channels I have done in the past. Speaking of the next channel we're looking at, it's the Francis Squad. Let's read on that. Same, same new name, same face. So basically, we changed the name to the Francis Squad. However, the channel content will be the same. Reaction videos. Okay, now what are we reacting to? Shadow the Hedgehog, Beer Meets Food, Gia, Bryce, and anything that's interesting. Now, will we return to art reactions? That is to be determined because I'm trying to make it as a brand new format. I'm not going to show it what it is yet, but I will tell you it's a brand new format that I want to try out. So here is the channel in question, and as you guys can see, the second place video all of a sudden is this guy back in March of 2024, and it was for Mario Day. This one has 4,176 viewers right now. The other video from the Mario channel now has 4,700 when this is updated. This video held Game of Video of the Year until this literally today because of that other channel, the other video I got on the other channel. It's ridiculously interesting that it went over 5 days. So this video was 9 months ago. It held it for 9 months, and then Mario said no. The other Mario said no. My other Mario channel. So more Beer Meets Food, more Shadow the Hedgehog, of course. He's gonna be doing something big in 2025. I cannot wait. More Mario reactions. Now, of course, let's see what happens in 2025. Sailor Peace returns, Gia returns, and any promos I have to do. The promo zone is basically my stuff. Next channel we're going to be taking a look at is VR Productions. However, this is a channel that has a little bit of a debate. Let me show you what it is now. If we take a look at VR Productions, Yuuki VR Productions, it should tell you it's VR related. But for the moment, we're keeping it as VR chat. However, there's a little bit of a debate here. Should this be VR chat or should this be VR? And they're two different things. VR chat is basically VR chat. It's what it sounds like. It's VR chat. But here's the catch. Does anybody see a similar little bit of a change in how many views we get? Take the prologue for MLPs, for example. 303. Not bad. Except this is on VR Productions. Now, it sounds like it's be a good idea because VR chat is VR. Except take a look at the main channel, which I'll talk about more in detail when it comes to um particulars in a moment. That same video on the main channel has 463. Okay. Now the prologue remaster does not count. And that's the reason because I have not put it on VR Productions. So 871 stays where it is. Now keep in mind, if we do VR chat there, then it's going to get confusing for the algorithm. But then let's take a look at another video. The Protectors of Kindness, which we are returning to in terms of VR chat next year. 160 on the main channel. How is it doing on the other channel? Let's find out. 150. It's so close. It is so close. But what my thing is, VR. What do you expect in VR? Not VR chat, unfortunately. Yes, VR chat is VR. It's in the name, duh. However, when we think VR, we're talking about video game. We're not talking about VR chat. So what my thing is for 2025 for this channel, we are going to. I am getting a VR headset. It's the MetaQuest 3S. Okay. What's going to happen is I'm going to upload a video me playing a VR game, not VR chat, a VR game. Okay. Very very specific. I am going to play and let's see where it goes. Okay, so that's preview for 2025. If I find out that the VR game is more popular than a VR chat video, then this becomes a VR game video, VR games experience video. I'm not going to be, channel, excuse me. I'm not going to be just doing games, I'm also doing experiences. Now, could there be a world where we do a hybrid? Yes. Obviously, yeah. Because VR chat is VR. However, majority of the time, I want to try to do VR experiences. So no, not just VR chat. Now, will we do VR chat in VR? Yeah, yeah. Of course. Just like what's his name? Doctor Disrespect. Yeah. Anyway, but where would the VR chat be on in VR be on the main channel? And I'll explain why in a moment. So we'll see where this goes. Look out for a VR video in potentially the next 2 weeks. Um, Speaking of being very picky, indie games. This is the channel that's more on the way out than on the way in. Let me explain. So, this channel in particular has a wild history of being interesting and being not interesting. What do I mean by this? So, this channel will be exploring indie games. However, as you guys can see we have different types. Now, based on the type, may determine what you guys like. However, it's so wide range that it's hit and miss. For example, The Precinct is a game about being a police officer, while the game Spare Devil is about bowling. And then we have Exterminating Zombies in the Last Exterminator. But then you have this cute indie game that only has 7 views. Then you have a golf game that has 20. Then you have an entire game, and then you have whatever other game demos I have. Why is it more on the way out than on the way in for 2025? Because finding indie games may be interesting, but there are a lot more misses than hits when it comes to indie games. So you have to be very, very, very picky when it comes to indie games. And finding the good ones, you gotta really look at the details and other parameters that you're interested in. So for the moment, I'm gonna put this channel on hold. But if there is an interest in indie games, I may start trying it out on the main channel, which actually sets up what I'm going to talk about in a moment about Sunday, this coming Sunday. So for the moment, that is on hold. What is not on hold, but we can roll, is Yuki's Tabletop. So what this was, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the channel now. What this was supposed to be is us playing a variation of Dungeons and Dragons. What do I mean by that? So we tried doing a Pokemon game with D&D with the Nimble system. Okay? So here is what it looked like when we tried it out with our buddies. Now, keep in mind, you have to remember we're using a Nimble system, not the regular D&D combat. So that is what it was like. It's basically a role-playing game, Dungeons and Dragons and all that. Again, it's very hit and miss when it comes to playing D&D. But when we actually tried talking about tabletop games, then all of a sudden there was an interest. So here we are talking about a game called Nimble, how to make your combat faster with D&D and the system called Nimble. And I actually recommend Nimble. I'll do a follow-up video later on. But as you guys can see, a massive difference in views. There's 463 views when we're talking about D&D, and there's only 6 when we're playing it. So that's a major indication on where we're going with this channel. So do look out for more talking about um stuff like this. Now, will I talk about D&D news? Maybe not, because you know how it is with Dungeons and Dragons. Very, very hard, very long. So I'm going to be taking a look more on the tabletop games. Now, if there is a VTT I want to talk about, virtual tabletop, then I'll be happy to talk about that. But for the most part, anything you can play on the table, I'll be talking about it on this channel. So that's in 2025, but don't expect one every day. I'm very picky when it comes to that. And now, finally, the main channel, Yuuki Productions itself. Focus on the content that drives your channel, according to Harris Heller, who does Senpai Gaming. The main channel in 2025 will focus on live streams, but with a twist of what works versus that does not work. Based on recent data, the Mario hacks recently definitely works along with VR chat, but does not work with other types of games. Which I'll be talking about more in a detailed data video sometime this weekend or maybe on Monday. We'll be focusing on VR chat, Mario, and maybe Pokemon. So that means because of that, you already know the schedule of streaming is actually going to cut down again. But I will tell you, Thursday nights is always Thursday nights with VR chat. We're doing VR and VR roleplay is coming back. But keep in mind, it's always time for Thursday night. When it's Thursday night, it's Critical Role night. So, what do I mean by the part of data? So in the last 3 months, I've been taking a look at data based on how many times we have streamed, what we have streamed, and what is working in our favor. Now keep in mind that October I only did 2 entries, and it was a Pokemon ties game. So those two will count because I already counted in the data. But we're going to be focusing more on what we see here in the rest of the data here. So as you guys can see, so far, now I have not calculated everything yet, but if we took the calculation now, so basically we have Mario games, fan games, and hacks. There are 8 streams on that for the moment, with a few more coming up next week to end up 2024. 530 views total. Yuki's Overtime, our talk show, did not do that well as I originally thought. We only had 51 views on that. Classic Mario Nights, that's the one on Wednesdays where we do a classic game of Mario. Um, 201 views for 4 streams. That's not bad. Although we're taking a break from that because it's almost the end of the year, and I want to finish Green Comment. VR Chat Live is 444 views right now. Second place. Okay, second place in Mario. Pokemon has 205. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat to this. Because Pokemon, in terms of Unbreakable Ties, did take a break on December 6th. Meaning that since December 6th, we have not streamed Unbreakable Ties. And as you guys can see, although we hit our projection of 10 views, it's only 10 views. Compared to, um, let's say another one. Let's see if we had a good one. Green. 13 a few weeks later. And then you have one at 19. Then you had one at 25. And you had one at 59, 58. So it's very inconsistent. It's very inconsistent for Pokemon. That's why I called her the yellow. Also, another thing you want to pay attention to. I mentioned earlier that on the Francis Riolu channel, when we were talking about a grind show, it actually did a lot better. Same game too. So if we take a look at the grind shows, the first one had 84, the second one had 67. Combine both of those, it's over 100. But if we take a look at the streams, it would take about 10 streams of Pokemon Unbreakable Ties to reach the exact same as 2 grind shows. Take away part 6 and part 3 from that equation because those two did were outliers. So that's the data we're talking about here. Then we take a look at Fortnite. Fortnite every Friday night. 73 views. Not as much as the others, however, it's something to pay attention to. But Rocket League has 101. So our competitive nights are Fridays and Saturdays. And then we have our Sunday You Make the Call. Now, we'll see if we're going to be doing this in 2025 for You Make the Call. We'll see what happens. Because I haven't calculated everything. So the data is going to change at the end of the year. First of all, there's a few streams that have not started yet. Second of all, Sunday, there is a chance for 2 streams. And the reason why is because if you take a look at the main channel, there is a chance that these 2 games could be done on both days. On Sunday, Card Shop Simulator and Grand Mall. And I will tell you, Grand Mall Simulator just came out recently. It's a brand new game. So pay attention to this poll. If there is a runaway, then there's only one stream. If there is a tie, or if the game is close enough to being tied, I will be playing both. To give you both worlds. You're either running a mall or we're running a card shop. Or we're running both at the same time. Your choice. Okay? Now, so anything is possible. Now, whatever happened to the Infinite Zone? I'm not sure if I'm going to come back to it. Because it looks like Francis the Hedgehog is more popular right now. But you never know. I might do something. So, that is your preview for 2025 in terms of the content. And yes, I will be using my VTuber model in 2025 as mentioned a few weeks ago. So, yeah. That's all for now. That is the preview for 2025. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, we could be witnessing a major video on the Mario channel right now. So we'll see. Enjoy, and we'll see you later tonight for VR chat and Rocket League because it's Saturday night. Enjoy, have fun, may your rolls be critical.